I always see articles on Salon and sometimes Alternet making the comparison of today's Republicans to Ayn Rand, the libertarian author. And usually they reference people like Rand Paul and Ted Cruz, occasionally somebody like Mike Lee or even Marco Rubio. And they'll always say the Ayn Rand philosophy shows itself again in how today's conservatives are acting. And I actually disagree with almost all of those articles. I've seen so many of them. And honestly, I think it's a horrible comparison. Because not only are today's Republicans not like Ayn Rand, in many ways they're actually worse. Now, of course, anybody who listens to the show on a regular basis knows that I don't agree with Ayn Rand, but there's one thing that Ayn Rand had that was consistent in her writings that she was consistent on, whereas the Republicans are totally inconsistent, they're hypocrites, and they're flip-flopping all over the place. And what I mean by that is, Ayn Rand, as a pure libertarian, she actually believed that the government should be as small as possible, maintaining things like, national defense and the police force, and that's pretty much it. So that means that if there's a welfare check or food stamps or unemployment insurance given from person A to person B, she thinks that's basically a form of theft. But she also thought that it would be a form of theft to take money from taxpayer A and give it to corporation B in the form of a subsidy for whatever reason. Now, today's Republicans, they might run around stealing the small government rhetoric of somebody like Ayn Rand, and they might pretend like they are of the libertarian flavor, but in terms of how they actually vote, when push comes to shove, they will not vote for, the welfare check or the unemployment check or the social safety net for the poor or middle class people, but they will vote for redistribution of wealth to the rich. They will vote for the middle class to get taxed, and then you take all that money and give it as a $4 billion check to ExxonMobil or Chevron so they could do research and development, even though they're already one of the most profitable corporations in the world. So in that way, the Republicans are worse today. They're socialists, but they only believe in socialism for the rich. Another word for that is corporatism. They are crony capitalists or corporatists, where they love big government all day long. They really, really do. But only if that big government is to enrich their buddies on Wall Street and other old white men wearing shirts and ties to work. So when it comes to Ayn Rand, she was actually consistent. Again, I disagree with her, but she was consistent in her writings that this is what she believed. And now one can make the case, because this is true also, that later in her life, Ayn Rand ended up taking Social Security, which does make her a hypocrite to one degree or another. But if she was in Congress, would she actually vote for these, oil subsidies and all these other big government aspects in terms of redistribution from the middle class to the rich? If she stuck by her writings, that doesn't appear to be the case. But you never know. But still, as it stands today, to make the comparison between a pure libertarian and a Republican from today, no.